A pharmacist who owns 3 outlets in the KwaMashu area in KwaZulu Natal, which was among the places looted during the civil unrest last year, is one of those people who've been assisted by the government to get back on their feet, albeit not completely. Economic recovery has been slow, but some progress in certain worst affected townships in KwaZulu Natal appears apparent, where over 350 people lost their lives and 50 billion rand was wiped off the economy. Newzroom Afrika's Ziyanda Ngcobo is live for us in that area. Ziyanda, so a mixed bag as far as the availability of help in the year since the looting and the unrest. Tell us more about what you found in speaking to the local community.
That's correct, Tembagila, and you'll know that a township such as KwaMashu is not small, it's quite vast, and this is exactly why then it is a mixed bag of, the ability to get back up on your feet, especially considering where the looting would have particularly taken place, what impact that area would have had for certain households, but also exacerbating the situation then is the recent floods that took place in April, and you'll know that in KwaMashu, the biggest small bridge city, was one of those that was negatively impacted, and somebody who also has had 3 pharmacies is Ziyanda Kamanga, and only one, the one that we're currently in the L section, KwaMashu, is the one that's currently open. Perhaps if you could just tell us what it's taken to get back to being here, and you still have another 2 of your pharmacies that were looted and still not yet reopened.
Ngibingelele sisi. Umuntu waphazamiseka kakhulu ngalezi zikhathi zoluthing. Ngangakuba nje saluza wonke imisebenzi esinayo. Even abasebenzi babesebenza khona baphazamiseka. Kwabanzima nje kakhulu, kodwa ke ngosizo esalithola kakhulukazi khona iKwaMashu Chamber of Commerce eyafika ya-organizer i-workshop. So the workshop, there were stakeholders like Amantu, Abafandayo, National Empowerment Fund, there was Syria, there was IDC, and then I exchanged my contacts with them. So after that, then they started to roll out, and then we were able to secure a funding to Ulungisa Indawo Gabusha. So far isitolo sote sasebenza, esinye sathinteka sisenanda eDube village, khona ke basa kwi-construction abakapheli, kodwa okwenzeka ke kakhulukazi ngenze umzekelo eNanda, istaff sakhona sasithatha sasabsorba ukuthi sizosebenza sonke la ndawonye. So nje I think sine staff about 8 of us working in the same pharmacy, of which kunyuse indleko nalokho futhi kukodwa. So far.
Is usizo from the government, how long did it take to get to you? The unrest came July. After that, how long did it take to get on your feet? But also in the meantime, how were you sustaining yourself whilst you were waiting for the assistance?
Okay. Emva kweluthing nje into esayenza ukuthi silungise zamuvala amawindi ngoba elimele nawo, safaka amaglasi, salungisa kahle icapha, sa contact nama suppliers ethu, saqala kancane ukusebenza kancane, and then usizo lwe-funding lithathe I think about October kuyale ukuthi sitholeke i-funding ezokwazi ukuthi ilungise i-shop fitting, i-equipment ne-stock, nokuthi futhi kokheleke abasebenzi kona usizo la salamukela ngezandla ezimhlophe, kwaba kuhle ukuthi uhulumeni angenelele ngalokho.
How do you feel, Kodwage, as umuntu who's got a pharmacy in KwaMashu? You've lived here, you've grown up here, you're part of the community. How did it feel for you to have the community do that to one of your pharmacies, and you're somebody who is rooted in this community?
Ngashaqeka nje, ngaphatheka kabuhlungu ngoba phela lo msebenzi usiza bona abantu kakhulukazi kule ndawo lesikuyona, abantu abahola imali ezitheni ezinkulu kodwa isenzo sabo sokuthi baphahlaze impahla yabo ngakuthatha kanjalo destroy umsebenzi wabo kwababhlungu. Angizange ngikholwe nje ukuthi kungenzeka abantu bangenza into enjena. Well, kwenzeka kwababhlungu nje ngempela. Ngiyathemba ukuthi abantu bayofunda isifundo kulezi zinto lezi ukuthi kumanje la KwaMashu bekuyithina sodwa ifamasi bivulile esaqala ukuvula eBridge City i-shopping center leyo akekho pharmacy nase station ekhona mhlawumbe isanda kuba khona nje bahluphekile kakhulu abantu nathi sahlupheka nje kakhulu yabona ngabeya kanjalo kakhulu nabantu abadala ke abasizakala kakhulu la bahlupheka babekhala inyembezi khala sonke nje sashaqeka.
All right, Thembekile, that's Ziyanda Kamanga. He is the owner of this Kamanga pharmacy that we find ourselves in KwaMashu, and really reflecting on how painful it was for the very community that he's rooted in as a black-owned pharmacist to come and damage property, which he says it may as well have been damaging their own property, because a pharmacy such as this one is of great assistance to the elderly in particular in this area because it's nearby for them to be able to fetch their medication, knowing that some of them are on pension, others are also not necessarily employed, and really also reflecting on at least one of the good stories I think we've been able to tell, that government assistance was able to catapult them out of the financial strain that they were under. They got money as early as October 2021. So this is one of those success stories. Yes, not all three of his pharmacies are open just yet, but at least then he's been able to absorb the staff from the other pharmacies and absorb them here so that they're able to sustain themselves, Thembekile. And so there are varying stories depending on where you go insofar as the economic recovery efforts following the July unrest of 2021.
Ziyanda Ngcobo, thank you very much for your reporting from KZN as we continue to mark a year since the unrest that devastated mainly KwaZulu Natal and Gauteng. At the end of those days, a week of just looting and violence, more than 300 people were killed.